probably not shocking.
What's good, everybody? It's Batman, and we have a hell of a page on our screen, right? I think Spider-Man died. I don't know how. Rest in peace. But we're going to be checking out a video. The video title is One Above All Shows Spider-Man Every Person He Has Ever Saved. Now, I think, like, I've heard of this comic story. I've heard of this comic story, and I really wanted to share this experience and this comic story with you guys as well. For one, I don't actually fully remember it, so it's going to be a refresher for me. And two, just for anyone that's never heard or seen this, it's actually a really incredible story. And for all the Spider-Man lovers out there, or for anybody that just is a fan of Marvel, I think you would really, really enjoy this story as well. So we're going to kind of check into it and see what this YouTuber has to say about it. It's a goated comic story, so I'm very excited to show. There's probably a lot of videos on this as well, so if you want way more insight on this, you can probably find like really good videos from like Comic Historian or Comic Explained. Those like, I think, the biggest YouTube comic book channel for Marvel and DC and things like that. But this is one of them. If you guys don't know who he is, I don't know really how to say his name. Urfarik. Definitely check him out. You know, he's doing his thing, whatever you name it. He has a bunch of stuff, you know, DC, Marvel, etc. You guys in the vibes. So just give him all the love and support. And as always, we're going to get into the video. Let's check it out. Let's get it.
For anyone to hear that Spider-Man deals with more pain than almost any other hero out there. Whether it's his friends and family being violently murdered, having the responsibility of the entire world on his shoulders, getting buried alive, or even just getting tired but never being able to take a break, Spider-Man is pretty much tortured all the time. But surprisingly, Peter is usually able to keep a giant smile on his face. However, even Spider-Man...
I'll be honest, I will admit this, Spider-Man does go through a lot. I will admit that. I do agree, but to say out of anyone... I don't know, that's where you get some contentiousness, and you can definitely make fair arguments for any DC characters or even other Marvel characters, you know? But for his willpower and self-control and endurance and him continuing to go on and never break and things like that, whatever, never kill, yada yada, and for all the shit he does have to go through, I absolutely do agree. He goes through a lot of traumatic and crazy shit, bro.
Have moments where he feels like the walls are just closing in on him and he doesn't know if he'll be able to pull himself out. And one of the things that most people love about Spider-Man is the fact that he always finds a way to pull himself back out.
True.
Regardless of whatever it takes, or even if there's an impossible decision to make, he somehow finds a way to make the right one. I think that really shows in the Superior Spider-Man story. Everyone knows that Peter Parker gets his body back from Dr. Otto Octavius.
Yep.
Otto didn't want to give his body up though. He did it because it was the right thing to do. The city was in terror and he knew that he wasn't going to be able to make the impossible decisions that Spider-Man has to. That train of thought is what leads him to give Peter his body back, finally recognizing that Peter was the superior Spider-Man. But for Peter, being the superior Spider-Man is pretty much a terrible thing. It's super easy for him to forget about all the people he saved because he can only think about the people that he loses. People like Uncle Ben, Gwen Stacy, and Harry Osborn. So when Aunt May gets shot and his
Harry dies too? Holy fuck, I didn't know that. And I fucking love Spider. He's my favorite Marvel character, and I know a good amount about him, but damn.
Peter doesn't know what to do. Let me give a little more context about what I just said. During Civil War, Spider-Man revealed his identity.
Remember that GOAT story?
Stereotypical.
Such a good comic story, bro. Like, if you actually want some debate material out of that to see, like, who's actually correct, Captain America or Iron Man, the philosophy behind it, the morality of it, you name it, goated fucking story. That's how any Marvel or even DC film should even be nowadays, or shows. That level of controversy and level of action and just goatness, okay?
Villains are going to come after his family thing actually happened. Basically, Kingpin hears the news that Spider-Man is Peter Parker and puts a hit on his head. So as soon as he gets home after revealing his identity, the crosshairs are on him. But fortunately or unfortunately for Peter...
what's good? I just realized you were in here, brother. I thought like nobody was here for a moment. Appreciate you coming along. He said, holy shit, Noodle's probably more competent than this guy. Oh, bro. Against dumb peach fuzz? Yeah. Come on now. Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. Come on. Okay, come on.
His spider sense comes on at the last second. He grabs Mary Jane and gets them both to safety, but what he sees when he looks up nearly breaks him. Aunt May has been shot and is probably going to die. What makes all of this so much worse is that the bullet that hit Aunt May was the same bullet that was meant to hit him. Remember what I said earlier about impossible decisions? This was definitely one of them. All he had to go off was instinct, and he wasn't even able to possibly think of the fact that a bullet could have hit May. Since Peter bears the responsibility for everything that happens in his life, he feels responsible for Aunt May getting shot. And this is just another one of the many moments where he wonders to himself, God, why me? But what if, when he said that...
Damn, so he lost... Yeah, I forgot about that. That is correct. He lost Aunt May in this story, yeah. Or Aunt May.
Actually listening.
This is crazy. Sensational Spider-Man number 40, comic number 40. The One Above All meets Spider-Man. Crazy. Just imagine that, bro. literally the god of the Marvel Omniverse, the most powerful of all, that created everything, he meets Spider-Man. Not anyone else, Spider-Man. Technically, there's another character that the One Above All interacts with as well, but he's actually called the One Below All as of that time because he's kind of going through a mental crisis. But he's actually, fun fact if you didn't know, and spoiler alert, it's spoiler alert for Hulk, so if you don't want to hear a spoiler alert for Hulk and you want to just know it about yourself, make sure to skip this as well, by the way. But anyways, so literally, the One Above All for the Hulk's power source comes from the One Above All. But he's called the One Below All as of that time, and that's why Hulk has like unlimited power and like literally can just become so goddamn powerful, because the One Above All, literally a level of omnipotence, is what fuels his power and makes him stronger and stronger based upon his anger and rage, etc. So it's literally the wrath of God in a sense. But just fun fact. Anyways.
With Aunt May in the hospital from her injuries, and she is going to die. While MJ is at the hospital with May, Peter is busy trying to handle and deal with these emotions. So he's in a random alleyway of New York just beating the hell out of a couple of dumpsters.
Damn.
Out of nowhere, someone comes up behind Peter and touches his back. This is weird because his spider sense didn't go off. He turns around to see it
because he's built different. The One Above All, just that guy, you know? Just that guy.
Strange man that he's literally never met in his entire life. Peter pulls a Bully Maguire and tells the man that it'd be a good idea to back off because he's not in the mood right now. But the strange man just tells Peter that he has a great idea. Why don't they go out and get a couple of burgers together? Peter's not really used to people being super nice to him, so he automatically assumes this is a scam. But the man says, no scam, I just think you could use a meal. He never responds, but then the old man says his name. Peter assumes that since his identity was just revealed, the dude wants to get to know him because he's a fan. But this is no mere fan. Peter's hands are pretty messed up from punching the garbage cans around so much, and the man just says, you're welcome, Peter. He's confused at first, but then he looks down and his hands are completely healed. It took a little while, but he realizes that earlier his spider sense didn't go off when he came up on him. And that's when he asks,
healed him instantly without even touching him, just thinking of it.
To which all he can say back is, come on, Peter, you know who I am. Revealing himself to be the One Above All, God of the Marvel Universe. This makes Peter realize that it's kind of time to go get burgers with this guy. But when he does, he doesn't really know what to say.
Imagine literally the God of Omniverse. It's like literally God in, let's say, our Omniverse, right, or you know, whatever. It literally comes down to you and is like, hey, bro, you want some burgers? I can tell you're having a bad day. Let's talk, man. You know what I mean? Imagine that shit, bro. What?
He kind of just apologizes.
Like how legendary do you have to be as a character? Like, imagine how popular and how incredible of a character you have to be for the One Above All to choose to interact with you out of all fucking people. Come on.
Thinking that he must be very busy. But then,
like, at that point, if I was Spider-Man, I'd be expecting this motherfucker to give me some power or to even, like, reverse any tragedies or any negative experiences I've been through at that point. You know what I mean?
He musters up some courage. Pete asks the One Above All, the literal god of his universe, why he's making his life so terrible. May's death is affecting Peter so negatively that he's actually asking God if it's all part of his cosmic design or if it's just part of a plan to make his life worse. God responds by saying, if that were my plan, what would you do about it, Peter? For a second, he's just dumbfounded by God saying that to him, but then he says, I'd beg you to save her. The One Above All replies to Peter's question with another question. What if it meant you couldn't be Spider-Man anymore? Pete says that he would give up being Spider-Man in a heartbeat to save Aunt May. But then out of the blue, the One Above All teleports them somewhere else. But Peter knows this place. It's Robert Moses Beach at Coney Island. He used to go there with Uncle Ben while he was still alive. The two of them take a trip down the boardwalk, and Peter starts berating him with more and more questions. He asks if he did something bad to deserve this. The One Above All says no. He asks if this is all just some big test, and he says no, it's not a test, but it is. He even asks the One Above All why humans have to suffer, and the One Above All gives him just another wishy-washy response, saying,
Booking.com.
Find great stays across the USA.
Vacation ideas?
A ski resort.
that it's just one of those mysteries. But he says that it's something that's not just happening to Peter, it's happening to everyone, and every single person is dealing with their own struggles. But all of a sudden, Peter looks out at the beach and it's full of tens of thousands of people. Peter wonders who these people are, asking who are they? He finds out that those are just some of the people that he saved from his life of being Spider-Man. But for just 1 second, something besides Aunt May's death is on his mind. It's weird for Peter to see all the people that he saved. Most of the time they're in his life for 1 second, he gets them back to safety, and then they're gone. But in the crazy situation...
So, like, that's just insane. Imagine, like, God, basically, like, let's say you're a superhero, right, and you've gone through so much, and you saved all these people, but you never realized how many you actually saved, you know what I mean? And he just flicks his fingers and shows all the people you saved like billions of fucking people. Imagine, bro. Imagine. I mean, he's like, bro, you're incredible. Like, you're needed. We need Spider-Man. This and that. Blah, blah. Yada, yada. You know what I mean? The final point being said is, despite all your tragedies and the pain and everything you've been through, whatever, etc., you name it, there's still good that comes out of it in a sense. You know what I mean? And things like that, etc., etc. You know, the morality of it is very interesting, but the philosophy is incredible behind it, because it goes to show you, even within your burdens or pain, traumas, etc., there could always be something good that comes out of it. Always at least something, whether if it's small, trivial, large, medium, whatever the case, and whether if you're aware of it or not, there could at least be some form of good out of it, you know? So
situations that Spider-Man's put into, he doesn't really stop to think that he just actually saved someone's life. Spider-Man gives each and every one of those people filling up the beach a second chance. A chance to live the rest of their lives, to see their loved ones again, to go on to do great things, or to become a mother, father, grandfather, grandmother. And each and every one of the people on that beach only have the blessing of life because Peter Parker is Spider-Man. This opens up Peter's eyes, and he says thank you for that, but it didn't really answer any of his questions. The One Above All knows that this helped Peter's mind a little bit, but he also knows that it didn't make the pain he's experiencing any less unbearable. So he tells Peter that fortunately or unfortunately, everyone has a role to play, and that whether he likes it or not, this is his role. But he also gets a little stern with Peter here, telling Peter that he's asked much more from people a lot closer to him, basically inferring that Peter's hardship is bad, but it's definitely not as bad as it could be. And as they stare out at that beach together, Peter reveals that he doesn't want his aunt to die. He's afraid. He says, please don't let her die. But the only reply he gets is, have faith, Peter. And all of a sudden, like nothing even happened, he's teleported to that alleyway again. This experience does stick with him though, and it gives him some hope. A hope that his role in the grand scheme of things allows him to continue living a life with Mary Jane. It's also another one of those moments that just reassures him that he needs to continue being Spider-Man. I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again in these videos, but he thinks about giving up all the time. And while it didn't make him feel any better about Aunt May or anyone else around him that's died, it definitely reinforces the thought that he needs to continue being Spider-Man as long as he possibly can. Especially considering that his rock bottom is a big enough deal for the One Above All to make an appearance. And to talk a bit about the One Above All, his appearance here isn't really to make Peter feel any better. He usually doesn't talk to cosmic entities or gods, let alone humans. So why did he talk to Peter Parker? I hate to be cheesy, but the reason he talked to him is to show Peter his responsibility. To give him that accurate representation of the amount of life that he has.
And what Spider-Man stands for at the end of the fucking day, you know? Great power comes great responsibility.
Stroke his ego, but to prove the point that he needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's not there for Peter Parker or Spider-Man. He's there for the people that Spider-Man has saved. And to ensure that no matter how terrible the role is that Peter plays, he continues playing it. Personally, it is one of my favorite Spider-Man comics just because it gives so much emphasis on how important he
definitely
is
in my top 3
to the Marvel Universe. Also, I just think the art's really cool, but that is mostly my opinion. And you guys should let me know your opinion down in the comment section below.
Yeah. Not an issue. I really liked the video because it was a really, really goated video. Once again, guys, make sure to give him all the love and support. He's doing his thing. He has like 120-something thousand fucking subs, you name it. But literally, and like, there's even a video right there. It says Batman Becomes Fear. That's pretty badass. But overall, like, he has clearly a bunch of goated videos. So definitely make sure to check him out. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Come on out. Like, you know what I mean? What we doing, bro? But hey, like, goated, absolutely goated video. Hands down, just incredible. And, you know, if you guys want to check more of his videos out, like I said, go check him out. He has all kinds of stuff. I mean, all kinds of stuff. He has shorts. He has created playlists. You know what I mean? You name it. All kinds of things. So give a brother the love. But as always, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Comment your thoughts down below, what you thought of that story overall. What did you think with the One Above All with interaction with Spider-Man? How do you feel about it? You name it. What would you do if the fucking guy came up to you and basically was having that type of conversation or whatever? Like, let's say you lost all your loved ones and you have nobody, and you're basically just contemplating whether if your life is even worth moving on for anymore, you know, or if you should even be Spider-Man or whatever. What would you do if God literally came in and was having that type of conversation with you? Would you just tell him to fuck off? Or would you try to fight him? Or would you actually reason? Or would you understand? Like, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more content. Subscribe to the channel. Bye out. Peace.